Excuse me. Hello everyone, it's Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet, and today is Friday the 20, I don't know what of, 21st, 22nd, 22nd, I guess, of April, and this will be Charm Chatter 2, I believe 299. Just real quick, I'm going on vacation, and so I wanted to show you, give you an update real fast on what I have completed, and what I'm going to take with me to go on vacation with. So I was working on, oops, there's my pom-pom maker. Let's get that put away. Just taking the stuff out of the bag so I can show you and then put it away afterwards. So I am doing the hashtag Rock 2022 with Judy from Witch Piece Crafts. And this was living, by the way, in my Rose Likes Crochet bag. So thank you, Rose, for the bag. I appreciate it. I love it, and I do use it, obviously. So anyway, back to Judy. I've been participating, and if you've watched for a while, I was going to make a blanket with squares. I wasn't liking the way it was turning out. Pulled it apart and decided to do hat and scarves, or hat and cowls for wings for September, with Rose from Rose Likes Crochet and her wings donations. So I used the Waffle Stitch tutorial from Bag O' Day, and I made this this hat and scarf. This is the scarf, obviously. I put little fringes on the ends. Judy does, she picks an album cover, or her family members do, twice a month, on the 1st and on the 15th of the month. And you make a project out of inspiration from that album, be it colors in the album cover, or inspiration from the music, or whatever floats your boat that has to do with that album. This album was Alvin and the Chipmunks. I think it's so cool that she even had that album. But she actually did. And so the Chipmunks wore t-shirts that were green, blue, and red. So that is where I got the green, blue, and red from. And as I said, this is the Waffle Stitch pattern from Bag O' Day. I know the blue probably isn't the same color blue that the one chipmunk is wearing, but it was the blue I liked best. I had picked out a blue that matched his clothing a little bit better, and I don't remember. Alvin is red, so Simon and Theodore are the blue and green, but I don't remember which is which. Anyway, I couldn't, I had a different blue, and I didn't like the way the yarns went together. It was a little bit thinner than these other two. And I didn't like the colors. I like this color combination better with this darker blue. So this is what I did. I made my own pom-pom from my pom-pom makers that my daughter got me for Christmas. And they're Clover pom-pom makers. I used the smaller one, which is a 2.5 inch or 65 millimeter. And I think the pom-pom was the perfect size. So this is the hat made out of that. And so I did two rows of the Waffle Stitch on the hat, but I did 4 rows of each color on the scarf. This will be a very warm scarf, let me tell you, and hat. I don't have enough neck to put a hat and thick scarf together usually. Like I run out of neck space back here at the back of my neck, or I'm choking myself with too much. But anyway, give you the idea. I think it would be really cute for a little boy specifically. I mean, a girl could wear those colors too, but I thought, oh, boy might be really cute, with the darker colors. Anyway, and fringe. I like the fringe. And so what did I use? I used a 6 millimeter hook because that is my go-to. Now on the hat, I love the 6 millimeter hook with the worsted weight yarn. On the scarf, I think, when I do this pattern again, because I really will, I think I will go with a bigger hook, maybe at least a 7, maybe an 8, to give it a little more drape and not so stiff for the scarf. just because I crochet kind of tight anyway. I tried to be loose, but it just, as you get the flow, I just get tighter. So anyway, oh, I've got it on actually backwards. The waffle goes this way. Duh. So there you go. Cuter, right? Even though it doesn't look bad this way either. But this is the actual pattern. It goes this way. So I think it was a little more time consuming than I wanted it to be because of changing the colors all the time. Every 4 rows was too many color changes to make it a fast. Like this whipped up in like 2 seconds. This, it felt like it took me 45 years. Just because, just get on the roll and then I got to change color again. And then it's, stop and fuddle around. And then you got all those ends to weave in at the end. And, I like the end result, but if I do multiple colors and this stitch again, they're going to be a lot more than 4 rows, maybe 8 or 10 rows before I switch colors. Maybe 1/3 of it before I switch colors. If it was 3 colors, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. I don't know. But I do like the end result. It was just not as fast of a project as I wanted it to be, and mostly because of the changing of the colors all the time. But because the hat is just, a few rows, it wasn't as bad, even though I changed the colors more often. But if I went more rows, we wouldn't have had enough color changes, I thought. So anyway, this is the February make along or crochet along for hashtag rock 2022 AU with Judy from Witch Piece Craft Bag O Days pattern for the Waffle Stitch hat and scarf. So thank you, Crystal, for I really did love, the tutorial was great, and the hat and scarf I totally love. And I will make that again. So that is my third set to go, third set of hat and scarves. What did I use for this? I used, the blue is Super Saver, Red Heart Super Saver. The color I think is just called navy blue. Of course, the color is hidden where I have it paper clipped together, clippy clipped together. No dye lot. See if I can find the color. The color is called Soft Navy. Soft Navy. The red yarn is, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby, and the color is called Red. And the green yarn is Crafter's Secret in the color I'm Jealous. Loved working with all 3 yarns. They're great, and they'll hold up well, all of them in the wash and all that. So that is my make along for that. I have 3 weeks. Oh, and by the way, I'm donating all of these to Wings, which is in September. They're collecting hats and scarves, hats and cowls. Possibly, I need to really talk to Rose, but I think fingerless gloves are included in that. Gloves or mittens are included in that. I'm not 100% sure. I probably won't be making those. I have made fingerless gloves. They don't always turn out the same size. Yeah, it's a tension thing, I know. I can't help it. If I'm tired, I crochet differently than if I'm not tired. So when I crochet on like Wednesdays and Thursdays in the evening, I'm tired. That being said, there'll probably be no gloves from me, but hats and scarves mostly. And probably in that pattern again. I'll do that again. I did like it. And it did really work up fast. And I would like to do it more maybe in a solid, one color. Okay, enough of that. Oh, wait, no, the other thing. So I'm going to give you just a hint that, there's the Wings in September, and there might be some, I'm crocheting in advance, so maybe you should do that as well. Just a little hint. So the next thing that I did this really simple. This is the Stingray pattern from the Amigurumi Wars, hashtag Amigurumi Wars 2022. I am hosting this month, and this is the Stingray pattern. They made it into a backpack buddy or a keychain or whatever with a hook on it. I think I'm probably going to give it to the baby, so I did not put one of those on there. I did put safety eyes, but I put a lot of fiberfill so she won't get stuck with them, and I don't think she'll be able to pull out the eyes. You know, they're safety eyes for a reason, and they're very, very tiny, so getting our little fingers on them would probably not, you know. But if they don't want it because of the safety eyes, I think Chloe wants to clean it anyway. But it worked up really fast, and this was scrap yarn. And there's still more of this scrap yarn in both of these colors. So I put pink on the bottom instead of white. And there we go. I'll be back. Okay, so sorry I was interrupted. Anyway, I don't remember who the pattern is by, but it's Ralph the Ray, I think is what he's called, when you make it a boy. But I made it a girl because I made it pink. And I think it's real cute, real easy. You make two of the same panels, sew them together, whip, 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 real quick. And I will link the patterns that I talked about today and the channels in the description box below. That's all the finished makes that I have for you. While I'm on vacation, I plan on making Meeko's Yetti. I've wanted to make him. He's the last one of Anita's patterns from YOH Creations that he's the last one that I have not made. I did not test. Was not involved in the pattern testing. Hers was the first pattern test I've ever done. When I did, I have to look at them and see who was first. The bee, Jojo Bee, and it was my first time to read by myself amigurumi pattern without a tutorial. And I did really good because the pattern is really, really awesome. But Meeko's Yetti was created first, and he looked a little intimidating to me, so I did not want to make him first. Yeah, that one's tough. But I don't think that it really is tough. I think I was just intimidated, but we're going to find out. I mean, I've made her other 3 patterns and have gotten progressively better at pattern reading, I think, and more familiar with how to make amigurumis. I've been making them now all year and had made a few before then. So I think I'll do okay with it. I mean, I'm sure I will, because not one person that I've seen, a lot of people make him, and not one person has had a complaint that I'm aware of. And I know Anita's patterns are great, so I don't have to be intimidated anymore by Meeko's Yetti. He just looked like his, you know, he's got all this fur. He's so adorable, and he's got all this fur around here, and teeth and toes, and I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know if I can do that, but I'm gonna go in it with confidence. I made the love bug, and that looked intimidating, right? So Meeko's Yetti is on my plan. I am taking him on vacation. I am taking my Quietude shawl, which I haven't worked on since I started the Rowana tutorial. And I'm going to tell you, the Rowana is not hard to make, but I have to just be able to sit down and crochet and then film. So I'm the beginning, that part I did in a day, no problem. But then you had to crochet so many rows to the next change of pattern where you needed to continue with the tutorial. So I got that to that point, and then I had to find time to do the tutorial where I'm awake, because tutorials are anything that I have to concentrate on days that I work. You know, by the time I get home from work and I do things I need to do after work, and then like sit down to relax, and that's when I would crochet and maybe do some filming. If it's just a chit chat and I'm like off the wall sometimes, that's okay. But if it's like a teaching video, then I need to be on my game. And days that I work, that doesn't always work out so well. So I don't know if it's my thyroid medicine needs changed or if I'm just getting old, but you can't do things as easily. I can't anyway. The higher my number gets, the less brain power I seem to have. And that's not to put down. I think it's just the way life goes sometimes. So I don't want to do filming on days that I work as a general rule. Some days at work are just like a breeze and I can do anything when I get home from work. But some days, you're particularly if you don't sleep well the night before and then you worked all day. And I don't know how some people can do that and just be good all the time. But I don't want to screw up on the tutorial. So I don't generally like to do it on days after I've worked. So then I have to wait for a good day for filming. And anyway, so now I'm at a spot where I have to sit down and crochet for a while. So I don't know how people that do tutorials and put them out on a weekly basis can even, or like Crystal, good Lord. I don't know how she does that. She puts out tutorials like every other minute. I don't know how she can do that. But she's about much better, more learned crocheter than I am, and definitely a lot more experience on the tutorials. So just be patient. I am working on it, and I will work on it over the vacation week. And I will get it to where we need to, at least until I have to film, and then we'll see how that goes. So it'll be out as soon as I can. Anyway, that's a long story short, or a long story long. I'm working on it, and please be patient. But I am taking it. So that's what I'm going to take those 3 projects, I think. Ruana, Quietude, and Meeko's Yetti. I think. Oh, and my luck of the draw. I have 3 weeks to catch up on that. It usually goes really quick, which is why I haven't, but I have to follow the tutorial. Particularly Thursdays are my worst days as far as my mental brain power goes. And that's when the luck of the draw comes out. And on that pattern, which is not a hard pattern, it's that shawl that I'm making. I know I haven't shown it for a while, so you might forget, but I didn't bring it up here because I have nothing new to show you for 3 weeks now. But I can never put it together right unless I follow the tutorial. And it's just these like flowerish motifs that you crochet around and then you join it as you go. But I screw up the join every single time. And it's not hard. I just don't know why I can't get it. Oh, excuse me. Probably because I keep trying to do it on Thursdays when I'm tired. So I plan on working on that and getting it caught up so that I can show you how beautiful it's turning out. I can't wait for it to be done. And I would do the pattern again, but just sit down and do it. And you probably do it in a day and a half. I mean, it's really not hard, and it's a lot of lacy stuff. And if I was just sitting down and making a motif and joining and making and joining and making and joining all at one time, I'm sure I'd have it done in no time. I mean, the pattern isn't that hard. Again, that has to do with brain power. It is what it is. So anyway, I am off to start my vacation and load up this video, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day until I see you next time. Bye.